Hey, happy December 23rd. Happy Festivus. Hey, may your poll be straight and your grievances be few. At the risk of being overexposed for Christmas, and some of you are looking at my face going, oh my God, again. Yeah, I just wrote something in, by the way. The weekend one I wrote for this Christmas was really kind of cool, and I appreciate all of you guys reading it and sending all the messages. It's kind of cool. I wrote this. It showed up on my memories on Facebook today since this is 23rd, and I wrote this on the morning of the 23rd. And since today I worked as my last day of work before Christmas, it kind of ties into what I wrote 2 years ago. So here you go. Good morning, since it was the morning. It's December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. And I was down at the keyboard with my Santa hat on, sipping on a hazelnut coffee from a Santa mug. I wasn't sure I was going to get a dribble out before Christmas because it kind of was busy at that time, but there was a sense of calm and accomplishment in the niche household, much as there is right now. Presents have all been purchased and wrapped. Food has been gathered for the big event. The house is in some semblance of order. And at one point I had bantered about the idea of sending out an encore performance of my favorite Christmas ditty I'd written the year before. But I was reminded that my adoring public deserved more than a retread. So here you go. I happen to own an actual Santa outfit. Yes, the whole Yuletide log. I thought that fit better than enchilada or kit and caboodle. The hair, the beard, everything, even down to the cool shoe covering boot things. I used to don the entire gay apparel and make personalized house calls, deliver presents, jingle my bells, pose for pictures with countless lap sittings. In return, Santa was generally treated to an elf-approved frosty Budweiser, the temperature of which was North Pole worthy. On the last day of school before winter break, back when it was called Christmas break, there Santa would be on cafeteria duty in the hallways with his bag of goodies, handing out candy canes, spreading holiday cheer. It was always quite a scene, a school that's filled with joy and laughter. At the teacher luncheon, there would be a big rocking chair brought in for Santa to entertain those who would choose to sit on his lap. My favorite year was the time that my daughter Erin was on her way to school in her mom's car. I'll never forget the reaction of amazement or the look of wonderment on her face as she saw Santa passing by her. Yes, I believe I may have smiled. But alas, there came a time that Santa's presence had lost its luster. Kids started pulling off his beard. Santa had to break up a fight. But maybe the low point for Santa was the year that Riley died. It was all I could do to put on that suit and make merry for all those kids, even my colleagues. I remember the trembling feeling I got walking into the building dressed as Santa that year. But I did it anyway. That even though my daughter would never experience Santa, the kids and adults at home in middle school still would. Much to my dismay, I felt such a disconnect that year. It seemed that everyone had lost the ability to still hear the bell ring, and Santa's appearance was no longer a jolly event. Even at the luncheon, no chair, no Santa greetings, no real merriment. I was actually kind of crushed. I remember going down to my classroom for a little bit of a meltdown. That suit, that symbol of Christmas and what it means to kids everywhere, was just designated to ho-hum instead of ho-ho-ho. So into the storage the suit would go, and it only comes out on Christmas Eve for the annual trip to the cemetery to visit Riley and the other babies. Until last Friday, although my little job as fitness attendant doesn't lend itself to the entire Santa garb being worn, I decided to at least sport the hat and bring the Santa bag filled with candy canes to hand out to my coworkers and members that came in that day, much as I did today. I certainly wrestled with the risk and vulnerability of putting myself out there again. How worthwhile would it be? Well, the answer was quickly given. Although my presence in a Santa hat carrying a big red bag was met with a couple giggles, the overall response was one of joy and gratitude. The sight of person after person coming down those steps and greeting me with smiles and hugs filled me with the joy that appeared that they had had. It certainly wasn't Laura with her mystery date game or Neil with his Oscar Mayer weenie whistle, but one by one, young and old and even older, the appreciation and giddiness they expressed at receiving a candy cane from Santa was certainly worth the effort. My favorite moment was this with a particular and consistently grouchy, entitled older gentleman. He rarely speaks to me unless he wants something or feels he needs to complain about something. But today, on this particular Friday, I was greeted by a much softer looking, more inviting, happier person. I barely recognize you without your beard, Santa. Merry Christmas. Hey, I'll take care of this towel for you. I know you're kind of busy these days. So needless to say, I walked out of the building feeling much different than the last time Santa made a public appearance. You see, Santa still brings that joy no matter how old the child is. And if I can somehow help symbolize that, then Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. I want to send this out especially to a person who I know right now, a really good friend of mine, is going through her first Christmas without her mom. And I know she's struggling with that a little bit, and my heart goes out to you. You'll still find the Christmas in your heart as you did all those years. I wish you the best. I hope you have a great Christmas. So without further ado, here's my elves.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.